Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Rowberry, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be sniffing through the Fruity collection in the brand new Fall and Winter 2020 catalog. So if you are someone who you like fruity fragrances all year round, listen up, friends. Listen up, because this is going to be the video for you. And definitely my husband would fall into that category. He loves sweet, fruity fragrances no matter what time of the year. So you are not alone, friends. You are not alone. If you're like, don't bother me with the spice. I just want sweet and fruity. Like that's all I want. This is gonna be for you. So we are gonna go ahead and get started. There are 12 fragrances to talk about. And the first one we have actually talked about in the new release video of this series, and that is Autumn Road Trip. And this one, I can't wait to warm. I really can't wait to warm because it's a little bit different. It is an apple fragrance, but there's something else to it. It's like fall, it's like crisp fall air. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you can like sense and almost smell the change in the season. So you have that like crisp fall air with apples, and like there's other added sweetness to this without being overly sweet. So if you are someone who you like fruity fragrances, but like strawberry scents can be a little bit too sweet for you, sometimes they can be a little bit cloying. This is sweet without it being cloying. So really, really nice. I definitely ordered this. Can't wait for it to come in so that I can melt it. I'm excited. Scentsy says, Autumn Road Trip, take a tour through crisp harvest apple, just picked Anjou pear, and a forest of towering silver oak. So it must be that Anjou pear and the oak that's giving it that kind of balance of sweetness and something more. I love it. It's really, really nice. Very kind of a sophisticated fall scent, if you will. So Autumn Road Trip, excited for that one. Next one is Berry Bright, and this one was actually around for the spring and summer season. So if you loved this one and you don't want to be done with it just yet, you don't have to be done with it. You can continue to order it and continue to melt it and enjoy. This to me smells like blue raspberry cotton candy. So I'm actually surprised that this one stayed around, because this to me smells like a total summery scent, but I can see why people like it. It's definitely fruity. Like I said, blue raspberry cotton candy. Totally what I get. So, Scentsy says, Berry Bright is blue raspberry and fresh clementine light the way to sweet sugar plum. Very sweet. Very, very sweet. And if you like your fruity scents sweet and cloying, this one's really good. Okay, next one is Black Raspberry Vanilla, and this is a Scentsy staple, I feel like. This is one of those scents that I feel like if you are getting a Scentsy gift for somebody and you have no idea what they're gonna like, I feel like you can't go wrong with Black Raspberry Vanilla, because it's simple, it's sweet without being too sweet, it's strong without being too strong, and I feel like there isn't anybody who doesn't like this scent. It's just that it's black raspberries and vanilla. That's perfect. So, like I said, a Scentsy staple. So, Black Raspberry Vanilla. Next one is Caramel Apple Craze. And this one was a scent of the month last year that was super popular for good reason. This is, I mean, if you don't like rich caramel scents, this is not going to be the one for you. Because this is more, it's more caramel forward. And then you get the apple kind of, not as an afterthought, but that caramel. It's very, very sweet, very rich, very upfront. And then you get like a juicy red apple right along with it. So, but I mean, like I said, that caramel note it's there. So let's see here. Creamy golden caramel, sweet red delicious apples, and whipped vanilla. This is not lacking any sweetness whatsoever. So, and this one is a really good performer as well. And surprisingly enough, this actually makes for a really good mixer as well. So there you have it. And then next we have Cloudberry Dreams. And this is one I'm definitely going to be warming, but on cold, there's just an off note for me in here. There is this like sweetness to it, but then there's this like baby powder note to it. I know why. There is a rose scent in the description. That rose is definitely coming through more in the forefront, and then there's just like some added sweetness. But I feel like for me, I am going to warm this, but I have a feeling for me to really like this, I'm going to need to mix it with some kind of a bakery scent. Happy birthday, sugar cookie, that kind of thing. So Cloudberry Dreams is sweet raspberry and a whisper of rose, soar through billowy bursts of peach and vanilla. This rose is not whispering nothing. This rose, for me, is more in the forefront. It's like, whoo, it's there. So if you like rose scents, but you enjoy an added sweetness along with it, I think you'll really, really like this. I just prefer my florals to be less powdery for me personally. So that's Cloudberry Dreams. But like I said, I'm still gonna warm it because you would be surprised how many things I'm like, yeah, and then I warm it and I'm just like, wait a minute, I love this. So it happens, it happens. Next one is a Rowberry favorite. This one was in my Scentsy Club. I did remove it from my Scentsy Club just because it is available to purchase in bulk if I want to, and that is Honey Pear Cider. This is a fall time must for me, almost as much as Cider Mill. So good. It is so good. This is a really juicy, tried and true pear with a sweetness of honey. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. If you love pear scents and you like them to be sweet. Now, I don't feel like this is too much. I don't feel like this is too sweet in any kind of way. I feel like it's a really good fall time balance. I love it. It's just pear, honey. I can get a little bit of a cider note just because there is like maybe a slight bit of like fall time spices, but fall time spices in that it's like in a cider. So like an apple cider, like apple cider, pear cider with sweetness of some honey. It's so good. Love it. This one's a must have. Must have. Honey Pear Cider. Scentsy says the scent of pure autumn bliss. Amen to that. Fresh, juicy pear and sweet honey together with subtle hints of spices. See, so it's very subtle. Subtle in that you don't smell this and think, oh man, I smell cinnamon and all of that. No, it's a very subtle spices just to give you that like fall feeling. Oh, love this. Next one is a bestseller and it is Perfectly Pomegranate. And this, shout out to all my friends who like sweet fruity, because that's what you're getting with this one. This to me smells a little too artificial, really, really sweet, but definitely this is a definite favorite for a lot of people. It just tends to be a little too much, too sweet, a little too cloying for me. But Scentsy says, Perfectly Pomegranate is dark and juicy pomegranate with a sweet berry finish. This is a classic. So, I mean, like I said, a lot of people really love this one. For me personally, it's just a tad too sweet, but Sean really likes this. So if you like really fruity and you're just like die hard, like sweet fruity lover, pick up yourself some Berry Bright, pick up yourself some Perfectly Pomegranate. I mean, there's a lot of these that are just really, really good, but little too sweet for me. Next one is also a bestseller, and Sea Salt and Avocado. So this is for my fruity lovers who like more of a clean fruity rather than overly sweet fruity. So Sea Salt and Avocado, this really pretty green wax. And I always talk about this, but this is one that this was first brought out as a release for a limited time summertime brick collection scent. And at first I was like, I don't want my house to smell like a salad. I was so pleasantly surprised by this. So good. There is this like fresh greenness to this, but it's sweet. And there's a little bit of a citrus feel without being too citrusy. That's just the best way I can describe it, is fresh, green, clean, sweet. Like that, it's but it's like a fresh sweetness, if that makes sense. So Scentsy says, sea salt and avocado, you do you, while pink sea salt, Valencia orange, and creamy avocado keep your spirit in flight. So if you're like, I don't like the smell of avocado, still give this one a try. If you like, I was gonna say white tea and cactus from a while back, prickly pear and agave. I would say it's similar to prickly pear and agave in that like sweet, clean green kind of scent. Like if you just want your house to smell more like natural, fresh, clean, give this one a try. It's really, really good. Great performer too, surprisingly enough. Sea salt and avocado. Next is Snowberry. I love Snowberry so very much. This is actually one of my favorites for my car fragrance. I just love this. This is a Winterberry. This is a Winterberry scent. It's so good. It's cool, but it's sweet. I love it. And it's pretty unique. I do really like this. So, and here's the funny thing. There's actually a peppermint note in here, but this is why I like to read the descriptions and also sniff it out for you. Let me know if you agree with me or Scentsy's description on this particular scent. Snowberry is a luscious blend of loganberry, strawberry, peppermint, and zesty cinnamon. I disagree with zesty cinnamon. I am not a big fan of having cinnamon, especially that like zesty cinnamon. I call it aggressive. I like fall spices. I don't like them to be overwhelming. I don't get any spice in this whatsoever. This is more cool, sweet, like I said, Winterberry. I don't know what loganberry smells like, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan if it smells like this. So especially like the strawberry mixed with loganberry. The peppermint just adds like a cool vibe to this. It's not like, you don't smell this and think, this smells like gum. No, it doesn't smell like gum. It's more cool Winterberry. I don't get cinnamon. I personally would disagree with that. So that's Snowberry. Love. Next is Snow-Kissed Cranberry. Scentsy is bringing it with the cranberry scents this year, let me tell you, friends. This one is really nice. It's not my favorite cranberry scent, but if you are someone who you're kind of sensitive to scents, like you don't want them to be too overly strong or too overly sweet, this one's really nice. It's more of a like light to medium performer. Not crazy strong, but I've got several friends who they're sensitive to having fragrance inducing headaches. So if that's you, but you like fruity kind of fragrances without it being too much, give this one a try. It's pretty light. It's not overly sweet. This is a good cranberry scent. You guys just know I like my cranberry or my scents in general to be heavier and stronger. I want my neighbors to smell it. So Snow-Kissed Cranberry is frozen pink cranberries trek through fresh fallen powder, white balsam, and glistening sugar woods. So I would agree with all of that. It is just a little bit lighter. So since Scentsy has brought out so many cranberry fragrances, I would just probably choose one of the others over this one. But this is really nice, especially if you are kind of sensitive to fragrance. Next is Very Merry Cranberry. We've got two more, friends. So Very Merry Cranberry. And this one I really like, and the funny thing about this one is that there's actually no cranberry in the description, but I still smell cranberry. And I don't know if that's just because my mind is tricked because of the name of this scent, but oh man, I love it. I love it because it's sweet and it's tart and there's other berries mixed along with it. It's just really, really nice and it's total fall time fruity. I love it. So Scentsy says, Very Merry Cranberry's lush red winter berries pop against a backdrop of snow-covered cedar, creating a lovely winter landscape. I don't get a ton of cedar from this. I mostly just get a bushel of berries. I just get a whole bunch of berries. Just sweet. It does smell authentic. It doesn't smell like it's too overly sweet for me personally. I love it. So this one's really great. So Very Merry Cranberry. And last, but most certainly not least, bringing up the rear is Winterberry Apple Tea. Oh man, you guys, this is my jam. If there is any recommendation that I would give you, well, I know I've also recommended honey pear cider and cider mill. Winterberry apple tea, you've got to try this one, especially if you like sweet fruity fragrances, like wintertime fruity fragrances. I would honestly warm this all year round. It went into my club. I did remove it only because it came back. It is going to go back into my club as soon as this retires. Oh my goodness, this is so good. It is sweet. It is, you get a little bit of honey, a little bit of apple, a little bit of fall time spices. Oh, it's so good. Now, I would say, so the difference, because I know I basically described almost the same notes for honey pear cider. Honey pear cider is more pear forward, like this has more pear in it. This is more apple. It's so good though. I love this, and I love the sweetness of the honey in both of the fragrances. Oh, it's to die for. I love this. I know it's like winterberry apple tea. I would warm this absolutely any time of year. Oh, it's so good. You gotta try it. If you have the same sniffer that I do. Now, I don't want to be steering anybody wrong, but oh, it's so good. Winterberry apple tea. Scentsy says, winter tea cozies up to cranberry, apple, and honey. And that's it too. I do get just a touch of cranberry, more apple, more honey, more of like just a little bit of like some fall time spices. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, Winterberry apple tea. Now we got to pick 3. Obviously, Winterberry apple tea is going to be one of them. I'm going to have to go. This wasn't too terribly hard. So, Winterberry apple tea for sure has to make my top 3 list for the fruity category. Snowberry. That would be number 3, because number 2 would be honey pear cider. Love these so much. So happy all 3 of these came back. I can't wait to warm Autumn Road Trip for the first time. There's some of these that stay around all year for very good reason. They're great to melt all year round. So love, love, love those. So let me know in the comments what you are excited to see come back, or maybe what you're excited to try for the first time. I love hearing from you. So definitely let me know what your favorite fruity fragrance is in this catalog. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, please subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.